Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Alex. Alright, so this is my video response to the binder contest, and the topic is, what I'm doing to help the trans community, basically. Just to point out, this was a topic I suggested, knowing that there's people out there that are doing a lot more stuff than me, including contests to get free binders. And I think those people should be recognized. But I will put in my video, if I'm lucky, people gave up on the contest, and I'll be one of the top 3. Sadly, I don't have tons of subscribers or tons of people to watch my videos to vote for me either. So, whatever. I'm still going to do it, though. So I tried to upload a video. It might be up, it might not. It still says it's processing. It's being ridiculous. So I'm just going to upload this one, too. Basically, what I said in the other one, and what I'll say now, is that I can't do as much as I would like for the trans community. Okay, I have shitty friends. I'm gonna say that now. Anyways, so what I do to help the trans community, like I said, I wish I could do things like, buy people binders and stuff like that, and if I had the money, I definitely would, because right now the only problem is the money. I know a guy that needs a binder, and I already told him that if I were to get a new one, he could have this one, or, thing is that he's really small anyway, so he doesn't really have to worry about it, and he doesn't really want a binder, like, I don't know why. He doesn't like them, so whatever. But anyway, so I do what I can. I don't do all that I want to do, but I do all that I can do. Something I do that I think kind of helps the trans community is that I'm out. I wasn't trying to be out a couple of weeks ago, actually. And then after thinking about it and after talking to somebody about it, it was decided that if I'm out, then it helps the trans community, because it shows that, hey, I am just another person. I am just a guy. Sorry. I am just a guy. I'm just a normal person. Me being transgender has nothing to do with who I am, except for the fact that I am in the wrong body. So, being out definitely helps, especially like the trans guys here. Like, I do panels for Queers and Allies. It's our GSA here, and at those panels, the first time I didn't say that I was trans. I said that I was gay, and I'm already out as trans to my friends. I just didn't want to put it out there to the university. And then the next one I did, I said that I was trans. And the people asked me questions, and it was great because there was actually another person in there who believes that they are transgender, but just hasn't really picked a name yet, or hasn't started going by he, anything like that. So they being out makes it easier for other people to be out, and it makes that way all the attention isn't on them. Pollen is driving me crazy, and I have to sneeze and I don't want to sneeze. Anyway, so because I have a really high-pitched sneeze. But anyway, so there's that, is that being out actually kind of helps people. Secondly, education is amazing. If you educate people to where they understand what we're going through and what it's like to be transgender, then 1, we probably won't have as hard of a time, and 2, they'll understand better, and it reduces the risk of discrimination, whatever. Like I said, I do panels for Queers and Allies, and what it is we go into a class, the teacher will ask us to participate, and we'll come in, we'll sit in the front of the class where everybody can see us. We'll sit there and we will do, basically, we'll talk about our coming out stories, or what troubles we faced, being LGBT, or, anything like that. And I've heard some, horrible stories. There's the person that believes that they're trans, they've been stabbed. There was somebody that was beat up here on campus. People have their dorms like their doors stuff written on them, stuff like that. And it's just crazy. But so we do these panels, and it really helps people because we did one yesterday, and there's this, big, tall, buff, scary-looking black guy, and so he's sitting there, and he was like, kind of listening to what we were saying, and we get done, and we get to the questions part, and the teacher's like, okay, who has a question, or a comment, and he raises his hand. He goes, first off, I'd like to say that I really appreciate you guys coming up here because, before this class, I was pretty homophobic, but you guys, have talked about all this, and it makes me see that it's not a choice. You don't choose to be this way. It makes it seem like you're actually born this way, and who would choose to go through all the stuff that you guys go through. So I really appreciate it because now I'm not as against it as I was. I understand where you guys are coming from now, and that to me was amazing for this guy to step up and say, hey, I'm homophobic, or I was, and you guys came in here. Now that I know that you're just normal people and this just happened to you, and like you didn't choose to do it, it's like for him to say that he's like he now understands more, like that's amazing. So, and I have noticed that in panels, whenever I say I'm trans, I usually get a question or two at the end. The first time it was, why did you refer to yourself as lesbian whenever you now say that you're transgender? And I'm like, well, it was a process of figuring out who I was. I knew I liked girls, so therefore the term was lesbian, and then, I figured out, well, there's more to it than that. One guy had it a little wrong, and he thought, his question was, what's the difference in being a lesbian that looks like a boy and trying to change your personality to be a man? And I'm like, well, I'm not changing my personality because, quite frankly, I'm pretty masculine. The comment, you are such a guy, comes up all the time with me. The only thing that's not manly about me is my fear of spiders. If there is a spider in the room, you can guarantee that I am either on top of something, at the other end of the room, or out of the room. I don't do spiders. I digress. So, but yeah, so educate people, and that's the main thing that I can do, because next year I'm the education representative for Queers and Allies, meaning I'm going to schedule the panels, I'm going to schedule things to do for Day of Silence, I'm going to schedule speakers, whatever. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to MSSU Friday for Day of Silence. That's 2 hours away from my school. I'm waking up at 6, leaving at 8, getting there at 10, staying just for 2 hours, coming back at 12, won't get back till 2. That's 6 hours out of my day I'm going for a sit-in, which is outside, so a sit-out. And I'm going to use my time to go do that because they're having problems getting their non-discrimination policy to include sexual orientation. I have a video on it. Go watch it, if you're in Missouri especially, because you can help, even if you can't go there. So educate people. That's going to be my thing next year, and that's what I try and do now. And then finally, I help the guys that I know and that I can't help. Like I said, I can't buy them a binder, but I have, this guy who wants me to make him an STP packer. And instead of saying, hey, I'll charge you $50 for this, I'm like, hey, if you can pay for the packer and the shipping because I can't, I've got extra latex, I've got an extra, unopened, for anybody that's, worried, unopened medicine spoon. I'll make you one for, free of charge. You just gotta help me, you gotta buy the packer because I don't have the money. And I'm going to do that. And, I'm trying to help these guys as much as I can. And that's all I can do because, a couple of these guys, like the one that I'm making the packer for, isn't out as trans. They're tired of being the odd one out, so right now they just say that they're gay. And, they're 21. So it's got to suck. But, I'm like, okay, well, here, I'll make you this. I mean... And quite frankly, they look more like a boy than I do. But that's beside the point. So yeah, that's all I can do to really help. And, like I said, I do what I can. So I'm out of time, or else I'd keep talking. But I'm done. That's it. So yeah, peace.